Hello and welcome to the crew. We're very proud to bring you this segment today. We're here at FISH, located at 332 South Main Street. FISH is an acronym for Friends in Service to Humanity. And I'm here with the Executive Director, Deirdre DeCara, and her assistant, Margaret Frenzy. And they're going to tell you a little bit about the pressing need that we have here for feeding families in the Northwest Corner and in Torrington. Deirdre?
Thanks so much for having us. Summertime is probably our greatest time of need at the Fish Food Pantry. With the kids home from school, we got to feed those kids. And so we're very fortunate that this weekend we actually have a wonderful event that's going to support both the food pantry and the homeless shelter that we have here. The homeless shelter is 35 beds, but in the last year we've had about 2,000 users at the food pantry, and we distributed in the last year over 111,000 meals, enough food for those meals. And Margaret is the manager, and our challenge is, of course, keeping our shelves full.
Yeah. Today, as you can tell, our shelves are pretty full from a donation from the Torrington Dollar Store on the top of East Main Street.
Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm. They brought in 960 food items.
Wow.
And that is everything right here, because they were empty as this
Our
morning.
shelves were empty. Margaret was about to go shopping, which we've had to be doing actually since January, because we get tons and wonderful donations at the holidays, and once that food's all distributed, other than food drives that maybe a school or church put on, it's tough going. And so we already said the need is great. I do want to share about this weekend though, because we're going to be honoring and celebrating one of our volunteers who had a tragic death in January of 2015, Michael E. Walsh, and he was a super young man that volunteered here, waiting to get into medical school, which he did. But sadly, he was struck and killed when jogging. And so this weekend we have the wonderful Michael E. Walsh second annual Memorial 5K, 10K run. And it's an event that's for everyone, because besides running, you can walk it. And we also have a kids run as a part of that. And I know you're going to be interviewing Michael's mother, Mary Ann, who has become our wonderful friend, because doing this, her friends decided to do this event with her, and they chose Michael's charity work here at FISH to be the recipient of the proceeds.
Well, we're looking forward to speaking with Mary Ann Walsh, Michael's mother. It's a fascinating story. And we want to encourage all you that are viewing right now to do what you can, because it's really tough, because the cuts are being felt in these service areas.
Right, Margaret and I have seen that with the SNAP dollars, and so we've brought in several, and I mean several, new food pantry users just in the last few weeks, as they've learned they no longer have food stamp money.
Right, yeah.
Well, we so much appreciate what you guys do. Deirdre works tirelessly, and when I say tirelessly, it's no overstatement. She's always doing fundraisers, talking to people to make sure that they're aware of the problem, and asking people to come out and help.
Right.
And sometimes that can be quite a humbling experience, but Deirdre has the spirit of overcoming, so she knows that the need here is great, and she definitely fulfills the needs of the community that are desiring these services. So
thank you. And I have a wonderful team here that work with me, such as Margaret and the rest of my team. So we work hard for those that are hungry and homeless.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Well, kudos to you both, and congratulations and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking with Mary Ann Walsh here next, so we want you all to stay tuned. And don't forget, if you want to get in touch with FISH, how can they do that?
They could just give us a call at 860-482-7300, and that's the food pantry line. And you'll probably get Margaret on the line, and we can give you all the scoops that you need. And know that if you have donations to drop off at the food pantry, that at our Brooker Street entrance, because we're right on the corner at 332 South Main, You can ring a doorbell 24 hours a day because a shelter staff member will come over and open that door and gladly receive any food donations.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Fish, friends and service to humanity. So let's all lend a helping hand. We'll be back with more from the crew. Hello, and welcome back to the crew. We're so happy to bring you this segment. We're here with Marianne Walsh, and Marianne has just a fascinating story of compassion and love. And Marianne, I want you to tell our viewing audience a little bit about what's going on, what inspired you to do this, and how this is going to help the community and help the needs here at Fish.
Sure. My son Michael was 25 years old when he was tragically killed in January of 2015, doing what he loved, running. Michael was passionate about running and was training for his first marathon. In addition to running, he was passionate about becoming a physician. Part of the requirement for medical school is volunteerism. So Michael found himself in numerous situations, giving his time, his heart, his mind, namely nursing homes in the Bronx, St. Francis Hospital and Medical Center, and locally, Fish, some soup kitchens in Bristol also. Once Michael achieved admission to medical school, St. Louis University in Missouri, he continued his volunteerism. He was humbled by what he saw here. He was humbled by the stories he heard. And even though he'd never divulged with me the personal stories of the people that he met, he would often say to me, "But how did they get here? Because they're just like our next door neighbor or the people down the street." So with that in mind, I could see in my son's eyes, I could see in my son's heart that he needed to do what he could do. And so like I said, after he achieved admission into medical school, he continued to volunteer here and actually was here 1 week before he died. When Michael died, my friends came to me and said, "We want to keep his memory alive for you. So what should we do?" No brainer. One of my girlfriends, Lisa O'Brien, runs also, and she came up with the idea of having a road race, and thus it began. We held Michael's first road race last June, and this is our second one, our second annual. 5K, 10K for the more experienced runners, with the proceeds to benefit the Fish organization. I strongly encourage the local community of the northwestern part of the state to please support this worthy organization. Not just for the people who are here, but for my son, because he represented what is good and what we should all be doing to help those who are needy.
It was a tragic accident, and I'm sure everyone in our viewing audience probably is familiar with that very tragic day. I know that we were very deeply touched by it. However, when Deirdre called me and told me that you were doing this, it again just touched us on a very deep level, because this is requiring so much courage and strength from you to go through with this, and I know how tough it is.
I have learned so much more about who my son was through his death. Numerous people have come forward with stories about how he touched their lives. How could I not be propelled by that to continue his good work? And I will see to it until I can't do it any longer. I just want to share one thing with everyone about how Michael has infiltrated not just Connecticut, but the entire country. One of my friends was contacted by a woman from Philadelphia the week after Thanksgiving in 2015. This woman participated in the Philadelphia Marathon, which was held the weekend before Thanksgiving. After she completed the marathon, she saw two young men running, carrying a banner with a picture. She approached these two young men and asked them what their story was. Amidst tears, they explained to her that their friend had been killed in January of 2015, and they were running this marathon in his honor. This was my son Michael, for my son Michael. So, sometimes things, you don't have to shout from a mountaintop. People's actions just seem to penetrate and infiltrate in very good ways.
That's an awesome story. and it should give your heart great joy to hear that. And we're definitely hoping that this second annual turns out to be a third and a fourth and a fifth annual, because the legacy that Michael is leaving here is a worthy one. And we want to commend you for taking up the banner, as it were, and carrying on in his memory.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you have the opportunity to contact Fish, please do so. Do we have a website address
Yes,
here?
please visit the website, www.michaelewalsh5k.org. www.michaelewalsh5k.org for registration, for information. The race can be run virtually also. This was proposed by the woman from Philadelphia that I just mentioned. So if people are unable to physically come to Rensselaer Field, they can choose to run the race on their own. We will provide a bib for them with a number. There's a lot of things that we can do. I strongly ask you to please support this race, support this worthy cause.
Thank you once again for taking time out to speak with us. The date of the race is?
This Sunday, June 26th at Rensselaer Field in East Hartford. Registration starts at 7:30. Kids Fun Run starts at 8:30, and the 5:10K starts at 9.
Thank you once again. This is a tremendous story, and we're so blessed to be able to cover this for you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You guys stay tuned, and we'll be back with more from the crew.